So this is the next piece that I wanted to get to, Apple's Epic retaliation. Apple is so upset about this that they're going after their developer account, Epic's developer account on iOS. And the fear here is that this could put an end to the Unreal Engine on iOS forever. And the Unreal Engine, for those that aren't aware, is the engine on which many games outside of Fortnite are actually built. Incredible games. And the funny thing about this is I remember them talking about Unreal Engine. I remember Epic being on stage at previous Apple events as a real partner building some of the most graphics intense games in the early days of the iPhone. And so Apple would have them out there, tout their skills. And now, well, we're on the opposite side of that. So Apple is revoking Epic's permission to develop tools for iOS and Mac on August 28th. And Mac, for the record. Not only would this prohibit updates to Fortnite on iOS, but it could impact every single game that uses Unreal's Engine game creation tools. Unreal Engine's game creation tools. Now, Epic has filed a motion to stop this retaliation, a motion we're getting legal all over again. Epic is saying that, look, we could fight this in court along with everything else that we're doing, but it would take so long that this stuff will be wiped out, right? It's tough if a person has a favorite game that I don't.
Yeah.
This could have a massive impact. I don't know what the total number of games that are built on the Unreal Engine or using Unreal tools, but you presume it's a fairly substantial amount.
Very popular.
And Epic would have presumably license agreements with all these separate developers, allowing them to build on the backbone of Unreal. And they may, if those developers can't, whatever scale they're at, if they can't continue to do business on the App Store, now that's impacting them too. And then what happens to their licensing deals? Or however it is that operates. Here's the quote in the document from Epic. If the Unreal Engine can no longer support Apple platforms, the software developers that use it will be forced to use alternatives. The damage to Epic's ongoing business and to its reputation and trust with its customers will be unquantifiable and irreparable. Preliminary injunctive relief is necessary to prevent Apple from crushing Epic before the case could ever get to judgment. So they're looking for an injunction, a way to delay Apple's banning of these particular tools in order to prove their case, because Apple has leverage in this area that they could just turn off the faucet pretty quickly. And it looks like Apple is down to battle, because making this type of move, it no longer just impacts Epic, it impacts anyone who works with Epic now. It goes one layer deeper, and I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, it's definitely a heavy move.
It seems like they're going to war.
It does.
With not only Fortnite, Epic Games, but other indie developers and game engines, apparently.
Yeah, if you want to work with Epic, then you can't work with us. Yeah. Essentially. I mean, it's definitely an aggressive move. And again, it's their business. I mean, Apple's got a few lawyers themselves. Apple's got a few $1 billion themselves, many more billions of dollars than Epic does. But funny enough, that's Epic's argument, is look how powerful they are. They can crush us with a few small decisions. And in a way, their ability to crush them it makes the case that they're too powerful, which is the case that Epic's trying to make. Now, what will come up in court is, are they really crushed? They can still be on Android. Well, without the Play Store, where else can they be, and what other moves take place? Can they still have a thriving business? And what is the actual effect to their business? Are they having to lay people off? And this will all come out. What percentage of revenue belongs to iOS or Mac platforms? What percentage of revenue is generated for those other developers through Epic's tools and engines and all the rest of it? And could this dismantle their entire business? They're going to say that in the document because that's the case they're trying to make, but we don't know. And the problem here, well, the problem for everybody involved is whatever precedent that this sets, however it is that this goes down. If Epic is effectively kicked out, it only emboldens Apple even further. If Epic is not kicked out, then every developer in every game starts to say, well, what about me?
Yeah.
They want to jump on, and then what is the rate? What is the acceptable rate, as we mentioned before? And who gets to set it? It is still, look, it is Apple's party. They created the atmosphere. And it's a massive, it has massive implications, obviously, for everybody involved and for app stores globally and for Apple as a company, Google as a company, and all the rest of it. Maybe there would be some new universal rules of what kind of fees can be accepted on these type of things. But as mentioned in the original article, these service fees were not originally set up for subscription services and therefore not originally set up to extract billions of dollars from partners on the App Store, but instead around one-time fees, for upkeep. Yeah. And you have the language out there publicly that was the intent. The whole thing has just grown to a scale that maybe even Apple didn't or couldn't predict. Maybe even Epic couldn't predict. Yeah. You see? So that does happen in some circumstances. Unforeseen, it's not unprecedented in law that you could have an athlete, who wants to renegotiate his contract even though there's time remaining. And you could have people say, well, he signed that contract. And still the team is willing to renegotiate because keeping him happy is better than the whole blow up. You see, and I'm using an analogy to call Epic an athlete, but you see where I'm going here. In a weird way, the customer would benefit if they could just figure it out.
Yeah, have the athlete play.
Figure it out. Figure it out. Now, again, they're both playing hardball, so it's easier said than done. Right. Figure it out.